When we think of cannibalism, we tend to think of some primitive tribe lost in some unexplored part of the world. And the very last place we'd ever consider it taking place is in a civilized, cultured, and educated society such as America. However, many dictionaries, such as Wikipedia, define cannibalism as the act of consuming another individual of the same species. Now consider how the most precious lives among us, the most valuable lives in our society should be our little ones, our little children. It should be our natural instinct to want to protect them, to want to nurture them, and look after them, keep them safe. Indeed, the most egregious act that I can imagine is for someone to intentionally harm one of these little innocent lives.
The active end of the instrument is about 2.5 inches in length, and it has teeth within the instrument which, when it grasps a structure, will not let it go easily. The abortionist uses this clamp to grasp an arm or a leg. Once he has a firm grip, the abortionist pulls hard in order to tear the limb from the body of the baby. One by one, the rest of the limbs are removed, along with other body organs, the intestines, the spine, the heart, and the lungs.
In America, this act of what I can only describe as a horrific murder is perfectly legal and carried out almost 1 million times every year, just in the United States of America. Now, to add insult to injury here, they've actually taken the body parts of one of these little innocent lives and used it to develop medication in order to promote health in our country. We see it happening all around the world, but this is happening in America, supposedly the most freest country in the world. And to make matters even worse, they are mandating that everyone take the medication or risk losing their job. So can someone please explain to me how this is nothing more than pure cannibalism? Is literally taking the body of another innocent human being who was murdered and using their body for my benefit, for your benefit, for the public's benefit and health. That's the same thing as cannibalism. Now, if you've already received the medication and you weren't aware that that was how they developed it, you're not at fault. And I don't mean to impose any feelings of guilt upon you at all, but you should be outraged. You should be angry at your government, who have literally not only sanctioned the murder of innocent lives, but they've sanctioned pure and simple cannibalism. And that's what it is. I mean, I'm calling a spade a spade. In the Bible, we read about 3 Hebrews named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 Hebrews lived under the leadership of a tyrant king. And this tyrant king placed a mandate upon the entire kingdom that was to bow down and worship to their false god. The 3 Hebrews refused. Out of the entire crowds, there was only 3 that took a stand and refused to bow down to this false god. And the king said, you either bow down, I'll give you one more chance, you either bow down or you'll be cast into the furnace of fire where you will be consumed. And they said to the king, be it known to you this day that our God is well able to deliver us from the fiery furnace. But even if he doesn't, we're not bowing. Now when we go on to read the rest of the story, the king did throw them into the furnace of fire. But God did appear in the midst of them and deliver them. And they came out completely unharmed. So I'm just asking for my brothers and sisters in Christ to prayerfully stand with me as I choose during this time not to bow down to the King's mandate.